Hello, house guests, and welcome back to Big Brother US coverage on the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come here first to quench your thirst. I am Brooke, back from my vacay, and I'm still passionate about pop culture, and I'm still hashtag Team Angela Murray. She's no longer on probation. She has redeemed herself this week for me. And as such, I can go back to standing my girl. Yeah.
And hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I'm just here. I was very excited to have a Thog eviction party tonight, and that's not what we're doing.
You really should have seen Logan was actively like coloring out like the how do you make a C a T really quick. Like it was a whole thing.
I had the banners, I had the confetti ready, I had all of it. You know, I was super, super excited to get into it. And then, you know, didn't happen.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Well, hello, y'all. My name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel. And good news, this is not Thog's worst week. It's her second worst
day.
It probably is her worst day, but then it got really good again. But maybe this is like worst day 2 or 3. We have like her getting evicted to worry about next week. So no worries. We can still make it worse.
Hi, it's Esme coming to you live looking like a Twinkie pulled up the street today. So yeah, we're just here chilling and we're ready to talk
So you're just here?
Yeah.
Anybody try to figure out what Esme's Johto Pokemon starter would be? Let us know in the comments down below.
Rita, point blank. Next question.
I don't know.
Do I play Pokemon? No.
Esme, we'll figure this out after the episode. Beside the point. Also, while we're here, hey, Mortician. Yeah, so we are coming off the heels of yesterday's Wednesday episode, and we had a lovely week after the lovely, honestly, perhaps my second favorite wall comp win of all time with Latrice winning the HOH.
Because if y'all don't remember, Lala's HOH. Well, she's not anymore now, but Lala was HOH.
Lala's outgoing HOH, which means Lala was HOH.
What is it with week 5 historically giving us very pleasant HOH winners? Historically, like relatively, it's a relatively good, consistent thing. The only wall comp HOH I like more is when Taylor win, but even then, pretty close fight. Like, those are both very satisfying.
Fine.
But as you all probably know at this point, the nominees were Haley, Chuk, and Barrett. Kamu did win the I Believe You Have a Prompt Glass 4 veto competition and did not use the veto. So going into this eviction episode, the nominees were the same of Barrett, Chuk, and Haley. So I'm just going to say, for me personally, I didn't have as much time with the feeds this weekend because I was busy doing other things. So coming back into the feeds like early yesterday and then, you know, catching up over the weekend, like seeing everything that had happened was super fun. I haven't got to do that in a minute. But I want to ask, how many of us were blessed enough to watch the uncensored version of the Angela Haley fight that Pluto TV posted yesterday?
Oh, not only did I watch it on Pluto TV, baby, I watched it live, and it was delicious.
I didn't watch it live, but I did screen share it with my friend, and I think it might have been what's getting them might get them into Big Brother. So I think I finally wore my friend down enough to watch the show. So thank you to Angela, and I guess thank you to Haley.
Yeah, look, Haley made a couple of good points there, but
Haley
like
just sat there.
She just kind of was there.
So I want to quickly chat about that before we even get into the eviction this week, because the recording yesterday was before the Wednesday episode, so we didn't really get to see everything that had happened around it beforehand, because they did cut a little bit of it off from the feeds from what I could tell. The fact that this has positively impacted Angela's standing in the house with virtually everyone, stun. Like, and I know I don't want to harp too much on how well Angela is doing when it comes to, management, because honestly, she's playing good, but not nearly like amazing. I would say she's probably like a 6.5, 7 out of 10 right now compared to the average cast.
Yeah, she's playing the best that Angela could be, because this is about the best that I expect Angela will ever be able to play.
Yeah,
fair enough.
But it's really interesting to see where she has shored up her biggest weak point from 26, which was she will get into an argument over anything whenever at any point in time, to now, I mean, this is really only her second big blow up fight this season, which for Angela is, groundbreaking. And both times that she's gotten into a big fight, it's benefited her game. So I'm not going to say that, it's amazing strategy to argue with people, because worst case scenario, this could have went the other way very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. But she did do it in a way that built trust with a lot more people. And now I don't really think Angela's in trouble, at least in this coming up week, unless like Devon's and Dee both win safety and the 3 icons were on the block to begin with.
And she's next to somebody. It has to be next to like the right person post blockbuster to get sent home.
I really think the only person she gets sent home next to at this point, at least currently in the house, is Barrett. I think at this point, even, I think if she was on the block next to Lala, I think the vets and the
Lala goes
home.
Lala goes home.
Yeah. Lala goes.
I think Barrett might be the only
because a lot of people have recognized, like, some people are seeing that Lala has a case of HOH-itis. No, I think Lala woke up to the game and realized, I should probably start playing the game now that I have power. Like,
also,
Lala just didn't have agency for the first 4 weeks of the game. Now, after this week, Lala has agency. People are starting to talk to Lala. Lala has allies. And Lala has a lot of really great allies, especially in both Taylor and Kamu now, coming out of this week, which is phenomenal for Lala. That is going to keep Lala safe as long as certain groups of people do not get into power.
And I wouldn't call it HOH-itis. I would go off what you're saying, right? And I call it more that she finally has the ability to speak her mind in this game. Mm-hmm. And maybe she's talking a little too much, but that's because she hasn't had the chance to talk. So it's like she's had to sit on her thumb and like not be able to talk shit or do really any strategizing for the first 38 days of this game. So I get that the moment she really has the ability to, maybe she is and gets a little tipsy, she goes up, she like talks too much, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about HOH-itis, let's talk about last week. Like, that's real HOH-itis.
Girl, the whole Thog situation is crazy. I think what's so interesting, having watched the Angela and Thog thing live, and there were a lot of parts, cut for the show and everything, which is understandable, and everything like that. I think the interesting part about Angela, to your point, Brooke, is we've only seen her get into 2 major fights. Like you said, both times have benefited her game, because what Angela has learned about her play style is that she needs to be explosive only when it benefits her specifically, and when she's got a 100% valid reason for going off. And over the weekend, we were all a little bit curious. Okay, what was kind of this tipping point? There was this phrase going around of Haley saying, trust your gut, and whether Angela did or did not say that to Haley, because that was a part of feeds that had been blocked. We hadn't seen that conversation between Haley and Angela until last night's episode. So we were all looking forward to seeing this conversation, because of course it was going to get played, because we needed to see the receipts. Thank you, Big Brother. We see the receipts. She doesn't say that phrase. Now, all of a sudden, for both the house guests and for fans, Angela's crash out feels 100% valid. to us. There's a lot of people that are still like, oh my God, she's such a Karen, blah, 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 blah. And like, there is a lot of elements of that. But that's a lot of BB26 Angela, where a lot of her crash outs did feel very, you know, Karen-esque, Karen-inspired. And that's a lot of why I didn't like Angela on 26, is because that's what it felt like. Here, it feels like she's weaponizing it in a much more successful way, in a much more strategic way. She knows how to use her emotionality in a way that's going to garner support towards her, because you look right after that conversation, who is the first person to go support her and hug her? Lala. When you look on feeds right after that, who are the people going to support her? You see Kamu, you see Lala, you see even the littles are going, like, in the aftermath afterwards.
Yosh. That's
Yosh
the crazy one for me.
Yosh
that's crazy for me.
Yosh was going to support Angela in this situation, and Yosh publicly does not like Angela, like, has not liked Angela for most of the season so far. So, like, we're seeing this kind of tide shifting, and we hear from Lala in this big kind of, you know, coalition anti-vets conversation. We saw bits and pieces of it on the show, but when you look at that full conversation that happened on feeds, from Lala's perspective and from a lot of people's perspective, the one person of the three vets that all of them pretty much unanimously were like, this person is the safest, was Angela. None of them were really actively wanting to target Angela. They're like, well, if all three of the vets end up on the block, so be it. But a lot of them were very focused on being like, well, maybe I would put up Devins and D and not Angela. Maybe I would put up Devins, D, and whoever survived between Chuk and Haley. And that's a big plan for a lot of, I think all of FAP, for the American people. My favorite alliance. That's, I believe, what all of FAP, best name ever. Best alliance name ever. I'm calling it right now.
And the fact that they got it through is the crazy part.
The fact that they got it through is spectacular. But I believe that's what all of FAP is doing, I think, this week. There's like, I think like half the house is looking at that as kind of their plans going into this week.
Except Drew and Barrett, who are both not looking to target D and Devins.
There's a good number of people that are looking to target Devins, D, and now, I guess, Haley, going into this week.
So not to go back to the FAP bit, but
before we do, I would like to say this. You know that term that we use on Drag Race whenever a theater girl is theater girling and we say she's weaponizing her BFA? I would like to say that Angela is weaponizing her BFE, which is her big fight energy. I think that fits her very well. She's weaponizing her BFE.
I like that.
She didn't do that originally. It was kind of like an unfocused theater queen on Drag Race.
Yeah.
26. Now she knows when to argue, and she's arguing in times that's really good for her, like you said, Logan. And I hope that this is the trend that continues for Angela, because I think currently she's trending upward in terms of her place within the house. So fingers crossed. Love to see it. Now moving on to FAP, because I did want to head that direction as well.
I think the reason we've gotten Angela to be able to weaponize this is because, one, she didn't win immediately, and two, she's had people in her corner basically shutting down her paranoia over and over, or at least corralling it enough where it's like, easily, if D and Devins don't hard corral the hey, we shouldn't go after Drew, this doesn't make any sense, we see a crash out on Drew, and as such, Angela's game is over. She has a lot of support systems in the house that has brought her to this point, and I think this week is the first week where we've seen her be able to almost do that on her own, which I think is a massive improvement. So
I agree.
I'm very impressed to see what this new Angela will bring, and I'm also scared that we will regret this in about a week when she crashes out on someone randomly this week, and we're all like, okay, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
To give her some credit, though, we have 5 weeks worth of data of her not doing that. at this point. So I know, because I know the first couple weeks it was, we're just waiting for the Angela blow up. It's gonna happen anytime now. And I honestly think her getting these like tactical blow ups are probably helping her release some steam a little bit and giving her the opportunity to not crash out randomly. But like, even if she does later on, I still don't think it's gonna sink her anytime soon.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Also, hi.
Bye.
Hello.
But
So, Esme, you had something you were going to say about FAP, and I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yes, it was just like a slight tangent or a little bit of a side note, but like as somebody who is not online or being able to watch the live feeds for like the first kind of chunk of the game because I've just been real busy, coming back onto Twitter and then realize and just seeing the FAP, and I'm like, what is this? Because like I had no idea who was part of that for the first chunk of time when it was being referenced. I'm like, what does this mean?
Someone got caught in the house. It's over. Like
when I saw the four of them, I was like, are they like Riverdale polyculing themselves? Like, what is happening?
Yes.
Yeah, they are the Riverdale polycule.
But
well, apparently there's some flirting going on within FAP,
polycule,
according to Julie Chen-Moonves. So apparently there's some flirting going on within FAP, according to one Miss Julie Chen-Moonves. So,
girl, Julie Chen-Moonves, if you don't shut the fuck up.
Genuinely, she's getting more and more unhinged in like a oh my god kind of way.
Yeah.
The thing she said to
oh my god. God being the operative.
Oh my God 101, available on all streaming platforms.
You My American on iTunes.
Next, I need something equivalent to Can I Be Your Lemon Drop this season. I need that moment. Like, this was close.
Mm-hmm.
This was close, Julie. I'm gonna need something.
Mm-hmm.
You're close. You're close.
So let's go ahead and get into this Thursday episode, this eviction episode, which I will say the opening 20 minutes was exactly what every Thursday episode always is, giving us somewhat of a tease that maybe the votes are going to change. Maybe things are going to go sideways. In this season, they actually have been, so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Every Thursday.
Okay. We'll get to that because I do want to talk on that. But
my God, I'm so sorry. Flirty FAP is one of the worst things I've ever heard related to a Big Brother season. And like, I don't blame you in the slightest. I just think it's one of the worst things I've ever heard related to a Big Brother season.
I do love how, Big Brother is a super social, strategic game full of tough decisions. Oh yes, 4 people name themselves FAP, and they're actually in a really good spot in the house, and they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah. I love this adult reality show for adults that features an alliance called FAP, and last week an entire competition dedicated to Paw Patrol.
See, I forgot until Jesus Christ.
With someone in a punishment outfit dressed up like a big egg detective in week 2.
And 2 people dressed as Eve
walking somebody else
together for 48 hours and then proceeded to drag another person along like a dog for about 10 minutes after the punishment was over. I'm so sorry, Brooke. Continue.
And all of these people in this dog walk situation are all part of that aforementioned FAP alliance. Don't forget about that.
AKA the Riverdale Polycule.
But of course, this has always been for the American people. I love America.
As the other hand.
Super Bowl.
I don't care.
Right.
Fuck you. Moving on.
Well, that's actually, I mean, if we're not in a, never mind. Not getting into that tonight.
Do I look patriotic?
No.
Kind of, actually. You're wearing red and white. You're about 2/3 of the way there.
And I'm wearing blue. It works.
Blue.
But yeah, so we get these conversations tonight that start with I would rather keep Haley over Chuk, even though it seems like most of the house wants to get out Haley. Barrett telling us, I'm not going home. I'm not going home. They can't even edit it. Like, I might be going home. I'm not going anywhere. Well, we do get the, back and forth conversation between everyone here of, well, Haley staying is better for my game. But the whole house seems to want Haley out. And I'm like, no, Diva, most of you don't, but you just haven't had the conversation yet. And we also get a lovely moment of Angela coming into the pod bedroom and giving us a Cat Dawn reference.
I couldn't find my shirt and I was so upset about it.
Are you bitches conspiring against me?
I literally, I did buy during season 21, I did buy an Are You Bitches Conspiring Against Me shirt. And I still own it. And I wore it like last week. I wish I knew where it was.
I will also say, apparently they're selling WrestleGasm merch now.
Of course they are. Look,
but no, they advertised it in the lower third of the episode tonight. I'll be honest, not the worst thing I've ever seen Big Brother advertise as merch. It could be worse.
I'm gonna look at the shop real quick. If you go to cbs.com/Big Brother, there's a shop button.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I will say the Big Brother merch for this season is kind of cute. Oh my god, wait, they still have the Hotel Mystere stemless wine glass. Fuck.
Wait, they do?
Wait, hold on, what?
Fuck. And it's very inexpensive for a wine.
Ooh, wait. Detour time.
Quick sidebars. We all look at merch.
I know.
Who's gonna get the Zingbot's cutout standee?
Honestly,
could be worse. There could be worse options.
The WrestleGasm merch should be better, in my opinion.
I like the hat. The hat's very cute. The ball cap. That's cute.
Yeah. Okay.
I could give an HOH robe because I am the head of this household.
Girly Pop, I wasn't gonna publicly put you up here. Yeah, clearly this isn't the place. This is a reaction to the episode, Girly Pop. Look at your whoever your TV viewer is, go check that out. This is a YouTube channel where you can't watch the episode.
Did you think
of course we don't know how to watch the live eviction when there's a football game on. Moving on. Goodbye, Natalie.
Importantly, also, if you are someone who's not adding this into the comment section and are also curious where you can watch the episodes, it will be live on Paramount Plus at midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight once the episode theoretically finishes airing on the West Coast. So that's where you can watch the episode. Yay!
Also, you know where you can find the episode. The internet's the internet. Anyway, moving on.
If buying is not
I will
owning,
say,
pirating is not stealing.
Oh my god, wait, there's a slot bowl.
There's a candle. There's a cotton-scented Hotel Mystere candle.
There's there's a Big Brother 26 Ainsley glass.
Oh, I need that. Where?
It's on the last page.
Oh,
wait, you can get a person. You know how they do like the house guest tumblers with their names on them? You can get a personalized version of that.
Oh my god, ornament.
It's all. They have an ornament where?
They have an ornament
okay.
last page for.
We will go look at merch moment after we get done with the episode. I'll bring it back in.
Oh my god, the water bottle. Anyway, we must move on.
We'll bring it back in. But we do get these conversations that are happening on the episode of going back and forth. Importantly, though, this afternoon, Dee does what Dee has been doing all season, which is wait to the last minute, then start to move the pieces in the direction she wants to go. And I will give Dee a bunch of credit for this. That is textbook Survivor and honestly, game strategy in general. Be the last thing people hear. Because if you're the last thing people hear, it's going to be what's on their mind as they go to vote. And Dee does a really good job here. Her and Angela, like they moved the pieces in the right direction earlier today. To by the time we were feeds went off today, Chuk was going home unless he won the blockbuster.
Yeah,
and it was
and most of this week,
impressive.
like it was very, very much so. Haley, Chuk, Barrett. Well, actually, it was Haley, Chuk, Barrett. Like there
As
was no
in-
universe.
Yeah.
Barrett was the safest person that has been on the block in maybe 10 years.
Barrett would
genuinely.
actively have to like throw someone off of the balcony to consider getting votes.
Barrett might
And
have been
other
the
than-
first on the block
and-
since Victoria.
And here's the thing, dear sweet fucking viewers.
Okay,
Barrett
wow.
done blew up all of his motherfucking alliances this week. Done did almost everything possible to blow up his entire fucking spot in the game. And yet this man was still about as safe as Victoria was. How, you may ask? I'm not quite fucking sure. But he
Well,
still was.
I think
I
there's an
can't answer
argument to
that
be
for
made.
you. And it's simply the fact that people wanted Chuk and Haley gone that bad. There's literally nothing that could have happened.
Oh, I'm aware. I just wanted my ASMR to the microphone moment.
Thank you.
Fair.
I think there is an argument to be made that Barrett might have even been safer than Victoria was during that time.
Oh no, 100%. Barrett was so fucking safe, even though he literally had a conversation with Devins and Drew, where Devins walked up to both of them and said, "So what's the name of your alliance with Mallory and Melody?" And Drew straight up said, "FAP," and then proceeded to tell Dee, and then proceeded to tell Angela.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing, right? And this is why it's working for him, right? He's blowing up every alliance he's in to the icons, right? Who are the only people making these late week pushes to flip the vote, right? So because those are the people that are trying to make these pushes to flip the vote, he's being loyal to them. Why on earth would they try to flip the vote on him, right?
Mhm.
And you look at like where everybody else is right now, right? Mallory and Melody don't know that got aired out yet.
Yes, they do.
Did not
Yes,
see
they
that.
do.
Did
They
not
found
see that.
they so the problem is they found out that information. I believe it was either last night or this morning, and they are now pissed at Drew and Barrett. They are not giving them any more information.
Fair enough.
So this could now be fuckety for Drew and Barrett, because now Mallory and Melody are holding them at arm's distance. Lala and Taylor are holding them at arm's distance. The icons are still holding them at arm's distance. Kamu doesn't really trust them. Yash doesn't really trust them.
Looks like the
Who
Well,
do they
that's
have solidly other than each other?
But the crazy thing about this is pretty good for me for Barrett. Drew leaving the game, which between the two of them, Drew would be the one to go home if they were on the block together. As of right now,
Mhm.
Barrett is in an amazing position without Drew in the house. If they
agree.
decide to go after the two of them, Barrett and like we're talking about how safe Barrett was on the block this week. I think him being on the block almost was kind of like Will going on the block early in Big Brother last year, which was that now he's been on the block, people are not going to want him out of the house quickly because they've already been aware that they can put him up, right?
Mhm.
I think a lot of the pressure that's coming with the icons right now is that currently, there are 3 of the 4 people in that house who have not been on the block yet. So we're really going to see where things go as we move into next week, especially considering we don't know who HOH is going to be yet. We won't know until later tonight, possibly tomorrow morning, depending on how things go.
The
But-
unfortunate thing, I will say the unfortunate thing for, this situation is depending on who wins, like they might be safe, but I feel like Drew and Barrett are very, very easy renom potential for a lot of people. No one is actively targeting them, but a lot of people could and probably will use Drew or Barrett as renom potential, which means they're just going to keep going on the block. It's going to decrease their win equity unless one of the two of them wins HOH. We know Drew still probably doesn't want to win. It does seem like Barrett is in a position now where he might want to win HOH because now there's clear targets going on. He's got a clear path on who he could target. Right now would be the opportunity for him to win. And I want to bring up this comment as well, because I
No.
disagree that I think the best thing for Barrett to do would be throw that blockbuster. I completely disagree. I think the best thing for him to do would have been to win the blockbuster, to finally show the icons he can win a competition. He has been so close to winning. He was second in. I didn't know. I don't.
One step away from winning the veto.
I didn't realize. I didn't see, like, because I had been watching feeds around the veto time. I didn't realize he came in second. I thought Haley did. So
And
when
he
I
came
watched
in
the veto
second,
episode,
and
I was like,
and
what?
He was far ahead of Conway
Yeah.
at that start and messed up on the last tile, and then Conway was able to just finish it. If he got that 50-50 right, he would have won his first competition, saved himself, and then.
But here's the thing, and maybe this is just where I'm looking at it from the perspective of I don't want to win a comp on Big Brother ever, right? Barrett knows, and I think maybe this is just my perspective, that winning a competition, no matter what the situation is, when you haven't won one, automatically increases your threat level, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is in a good spot right now where he's consistently doing well, right? He hasn't won yet, right? But he's not been abysmal in any comp, really. And I think the thing he could do, and this is something I could really see, is go on, I don't want to say, maybe not to the same extent, but go on a Morgan arc, go on a Jag arc, and start winning a lot more in the back half of the season, where, oh, he's not a threat, he hasn't won anything all season, and then suddenly it's just Barrett, new HOH, Barrett won the veto, Barrett won the HOH. Like, it does seem like we're kind of getting set up for a situation like that, because I think he did throw this blockbuster, and I fully believe that. He had 4 balls before Haley had 2. And then at that point, he just kind of kept throwing the 1 ball and kind of barely pushing it up the ramp. And then when he finally did get it, Haley had already knocked 4 of her balls off the perch, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I think he also knew that as long as Chuk didn't win, it didn't matter if he or Haley won, if they were still going to vote out Chuk anyway. And Haley winning for him means he doesn't have to show his cards to the other side of the house. So, yeah, throwing this, I would have thrown this blockbuster too if I were Barrett. I'm not going anywhere against either of them. I don't need to increase my threat level. When I haven't won a comp yet, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm safe.
I see that. I also just think as the one person, no, Angela hasn't won a comp yet this season.
We are currently at a place where all but Angela, Barrett, and there's a third person that hasn't won a comp yet.
Melody.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then
Angela,
Ashley.
Barrett, and
then Ashley. Everyone else has won a competition in the house. 13 out of 17 people that have played this game this summer have already won a competition. We're week 5.
Damn.
Big Brother 23, eat your heart out.
Fuck you, BB23. No,
shout outs to the
I would honestly love that I would love for that to be 16 out of 17 and for Ashley to have the record of being the only person on a 17-person season to not win a comp and be the only person voted out 14-0.
Yeah.
She is that girl.
She is that girl, honestly.
The fact that she has been reviewing burgers on TikTok is one of my favorite things.
I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her.
I love her.
I'm obsessed.
Ashley, I need you to start reviewing Bob's Burgers episodes. Thank you very much.
Would live.
Her. That sounds fun.
Yeah, so like we mentioned, Thog won the blockbuster. Cool. I will say she didn't do badly in this comp. No one really Chuk did really bad, but
Chuk did bad. Don't lie.
Did well. And I will say, given the fact that this was basically the same comp that Mackenzie and it was the exact same comp that Mackenzie, Rubina, and Cedric competed in, they were about on par with them because when they did it for that HOH and the double last season, they didn't have to knock their balls back off. They just had to roll them onto the platform. So good on you. You did good. And Thog is safe. This eviction vote was boring. We already knew it was going on. There's not really much to add in here. other than Rick Devens giving us a dropout shout out in his eviction.
Which, just to be clear,
What?
So I know, if my memory serves me right, Izzy, Brennan's husband, absolutely watches Big Brother.
Wife.
So Izzy, wife, thank you. My brain is not working.
What?
So
Gender
Izzy
is fuckity.
exactly.
Gender's a
but
construct, rip it apart.
absolutely just screamed out to Brennan, "Hey, honey, you were just mentioned on live TV." And Brennan in the other room goes, "Oh, huh?"
Oh, 100,000%. And at most, he maybe went, "That's cool."
Oh yeah,
He does love Rick though, so because Rick's been
That is
on.
a fact.
Yeah, Rick's been on Game Changer. He appeared during their Battle Royale episode.
Yeah.
So if you're not a dropout girly,
a very good episode of Game Changer.
we love Game Changer here. Jack and I message about it every other week right now during the upload season. It's a lovely time to be alive.
to be
Hello.
honest with you, I didn't know you were watching it. To be fair,
Of
Otherwise, I'd be-
course I am.
Logan's a Smosh girly. If you're a Smosh girly,
Okay,
dropout
that's
is just
fair, then,
Smosh
yeah,
with
you
a
know
what?
paywall.
My partner is critically obsessed with Critical Role. So of course I have been brought into the Dropout universe.
Right.
All
You
things.
mean Dimension 20? Because Critical
No,
Role's the other
all of
D&D.
all of the Critical Role of all of the things.
But yeah, love to hear the shout out because this has been the year of wacky shout outs on during the eviction votes.
And not
Hashtag-
a wacky shout out from Yash, just a wacky haircut.
Devins,
Which
I will say this:
apparently-
Josh is a better barber when he's cutting other people's hair because Devins' hair didn't look terrible.
You know, what's really interesting about Yash's haircut to me is Yash is doing the thing that we like to do on BB Twitter of like, remember last season, Esme, when you were doing Ava Pearl, but her hat kept getting bigger? This is Yash,
wait.
but the back of his
This?
hair just kept, yes, literally that.
exactly.
I'm so happy you still have that. No, this is Yash, but the back of his hair just keeps getting bigger and bigger the more weeks he survives in the house.
That's Ava Pearl and
That's
the
what this
damn
is.
Frozen
I'm like,
I
And then
can't
I
really
describe it any
strange.
other way.
I stopped because she started to piss me off. I didn't want to make her hat bigger.
That's Ava Pearl underneath like the freaking sorcerer hat at Hollywood Studios. If you know, you know.
right.
But
And this is Yash under like a pound of hair at this point. I don't know where it's all coming from, but then every week he just like shaves off the top layer. And then he's like, I'm in the house another week. And then by the time he makes it to the end, maybe it'll just be like, he'll have to like man bun ponytail the bottom part of it. And it'll just be like shaved head down to like here. And then just like hair. And it'll be
He
great.
would
And that's
look
how he's
so
going to win Big
cute.
Brother.
he would look so cute bald though. Just go bald. Like you would look so good.
Or like, I honestly think he'd look really great with like a full head of fucking hair.
Mm-hmm.
Take notes. But yeah, as expected, after Thog won the blockbuster, Chuk was evicted in a 9-1 vote, with Thog being the only person to vote to keep him. She knew he was going home. It was a sympathy vote. Not shocked. None of us were surprised. Cool. This changes almost nothing for the game. Chuk was the most furniture of the furniture on this season to this point. And
Yeah, the only impactful thing he did was talk disrespectfully about Lala and Taylor, and for that, bye.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
and Valerie, don't talk bad about our cucumbers and tomatoes. Don't do it again.
yeah, can we also add
I
in
agree with that. Useless.
real shouts Mortician real. Can we also add in here? This man gave a hug to everybody but Lala. Fun fact. And then as we go outside, during his eviction interview with Julie proceeds to whack him pretty early and be like, "So you called Lala? What was? I don't remember the exact words, but basically that she didn't know what was going on.
Clueless thing.
Clueless.
Clueless.
Yeah, you called her clueless. Do you still think that now that you're out of the house?" Which Mother Moonves, whack him again. And he just proceeded to double down and triple down. Like, this might have been the most sour grapes eviction I've seen. God, it's been a while since I've seen anybody be this bitter on eviction night, honestly.
I think Chuk knew he was screwed over. And it's better that like he basically went out of the game going like, oh no, I'm just done. Like I wasted all my time because he did. He actively decided not to do anything, got super comfortable, and then realized far too late that he was actually the target. And as much as I would have loved to have seen a Haley versus Chuk, where Chuk believes he's so safe, and then bang, I think just the regret visibly washing over him into bitterness. Beautiful.
You know, there's something that I've always thought about. You know, we have this conversation about superfans a lot when they go on Big Brother or Survivor, really any show, which is that the reputation for superfans is that for the most part, they always play their hand too early. They are too eager and they want to make big moves and do crazy stuff, and it gets them out of the game really early, right? Something I can say about superfans after watching Chuk on Big Brother is this. At least they try to do something. At least they try to have agency in the games that they lose in, because because these people, as messy and bad as the track record is for superfans for the most part, going on any reality show, they at least fucking try. This man literally said in his eviction speech in his eviction interview with Julie tonight that he realized it was time to start playing his own game. Girl, it's week 5. It is week fucking 5. You have had 4 weeks of coasting, and the only reason you haven't been put on the block before now is because you were insulated by the people that won power every week being from your majority alliance. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think he actively played a worse game than Ashley did this season, because Ashley went home.
That's not a question.
And I want to be clear, because I saw a lot of discourse when Ashley got evicted from this house that she was the worst Big Brother player of all time. First off, no. Secondly, even if she was the worst player of all time after her eviction, she fucking tried to play the game in the 1 week she was in the house. This man literally sat there, did nothing but insulting people and riding the coattails of, even if we don't like them, we can at least say Kamu and Haley are actually doing things. I think as much as I like them, all three of them, I don't like any of them, but I will give them that. They're actually playing the fucking game.
Which is why I am at least okay that Miss Fogg is here still, because at least she's playing the game, and we'll have another horrible week.
We're going to get to 40 horrible days for Haley at the Big Brother house.
And honestly, I am fundamentally upset and frustrated that this man has a better placement overall in this season than, honestly, Lyric, Jason, Rome, and Ashley, for that matter.
Yes.
This man deserves to fade into obscurity like he's going to. No one's going to remember him after this season other than for his disgusting pubes and talking bad about Black women in this house. Point blank, and the period. Done.
I was going to say as well.
One more thing. Oh, go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
Taylor and Lala specifically looked to not put him on the block at the start of this week, because for the culture, they didn't want to do that. And then he was such a bad person in the house that they said, screw the culture, we're doing it anyway. Genuinely, that is how bad he was. And whoops. Man.
We oftentimes have conversations about who is the worst blah, blah, blah player of all time, right? And a lot of the time, those conversations revolve around people who flame out really early, right? Who do something absolutely crazy and it gets them targeted for some situation. Like in Big Brother, a lot of the time I hear that it's Jacob from Big Brother 9, or I hear that it's like Joey or Frenchie or Audrey, like those kinds of people who put themselves in terrible positions really early on and got themselves out super early when they really didn't have to. I am now honestly of the opinion, and maybe this is recency bias, but I honestly cannot think of a single person who has offended me more with their existence in the history of Big Brother as a player in the house, right? I use the term player extremely loosely here. I might, maybe like Travis, but even then Travis didn't really do anything mean. Like he was just kind of there. So like, yeah,
I would actively say Daniel Durston.
Daniel Durston, that's one. That's one.
Daniel Durston is one. Chuk is number two.
Chuk might be the second worst person to play Big Brother.
That has like
Luke
second worst
Valentine is
house
there.
guest.
I would say that.
Yeah.
I would say that one that has gotten naturally evicted because anyone else, I feel like the ones who've been like ejected or whatnot.
Second worst player to walk out the door.
Second worst player to leave for not being so nasty. The show had to step in.
He's a shit person. He's a shit person. I hope he learns from this experience. Based on what we saw in the house, I want nothing to do with him. He can go. Boo. Bye. And in the words of Mortician Des, their dog is a better comp beast than Chuk. Moving on. Thank you. And I am so happy that that man's photo is gray. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
As we go
the fact that he has done,
we won't remember.
like the fact that he had like did better on a season than fucking Cedric pisses me off.
Oh, don't say that. Oh, don't say that to me. Oh God,
right,
that hurts.
He did better on a season than Adrian. It pisses me off. Right, like.
And to all of this, I say
tomato, tomato, tomato.
And Chuk will be winning Big Brother pre-jurors. First boo.
There you go. Mm-hmm. First boo. Mm-hmm. So now that we've gotten him out of the way, we are down to our final 12. Yay, final 12. Yay. Do we have a draft update or are we?
We do.
I think I'm winning.
Draft update.
Yeah, Mike's in big danger.
You in danger, girl.
Mike pulled a me and lost 2 people in a row.
So we'll note that Jack, myself, and who was the R in the draft? Ree. Okay, Ree. Oh yeah, Ree did draft. Okay. So we are all sitting pretty with 3 still, but I'll be real, I don't know who's gonna get evicted next week at this point. So.
And what does the LO mean again? Just leftover?
The what?
The L is Lana.
But who's the Law? Yeah.
LO is Logan. Okay. L straight is Lana.
Okay, the issue is because your other 2 people are gone. I cannot see the other LO.
Hey. Hey, you cunt. You didn't even decide to show up for the draft. I don't want to hear it.
What a fucking read.
You barely decide to show up for this podcast in general. Moving on.
Yes. And what about it?
So important note here, though.
Much like your talent, barely there. Moving on.
Not there.
Mine either. No. So yeah. I'm holding on with a Yash and a Dream, though I still love my draft picks of my Roman, my Jason. I'm very happy about it. Mike is now just holding on with a D, which of the 2 of us that only have 1 pick, I feel much more confident in Mike's abilities than mine. Yes, thank you for laughing. I do appreciate.
Here's how Josh
win.
No, it was Mike is only holding on with a D. I'm sorry that.
It's probably doing that right now. As I always disappoints. What are you talking about?
That's my family.
That's what your dad said.
Well, he's dead, so he's not saying much.
Yeah, mine did too. Hey, neither of us have a dad in the picture. We can make no dad jokes to each other. This is a valid joke space.
Fair. That's fair. You know
what? We've talked about this before.
We have.
Fair.
Anyway, then we have Lana
sure.
with Barrett and Thog. And then yes, Brooke, Jack, and Rhee all have all three of their picks left still. So
Although I will say I'm 99% sure that one of my picks is going to end up on the block this week. Whether it be Lala or Devon's, 100% I bet one of the two of them. And I can see Mallory as a someone who's not going to be targeted and go home.
So I want to go ahead and ask very quickly, because it is an eviction episode. Now is the opportune time. If you had the choice as to who would win the next HOH, who would you want it to be and why? To note, this will be the week 6 HOH, which historically is a very good HOH to win. It has a lot of correlation to winners. Now, is that because for the past several seasons it was the first week of jury typically? Yes, but still not a bad HOH to win. Taylor Hale won the week 6 HOH on Big Brother 24. And I'd have to double check to see if what HOH Chelsea won in 26, because
I
know she won
believe
something
it was
around
week
that
6,
area.
but I'm gonna look it up.
I know she won week 2, but I can't remember if she won
pumping it
6,
up
7,
as
or
we go
8.
here.
I know she won something in that area.
She won 8 and 2. She won 8 and 2. And
Week 6 for HOH was Rachel.
It was Rachel last season, yeah.
and then
And she would
that'll
have
do
won
it.
had she not got screwed over by a bullshit twist.
Correct.
and,
Here we
Yeah,
and on 26
and
it was
then-
T-Core.
Yeah, I'm still not a bad
and
HOH,
she
though.
would have won if she hadn't gotten screwed over by a twist. That janky, yeah.
Totally.
JANK.
Oh my god.
Ground Chuk. Who are you?
I don't
Ooh,
care.
Archeritas
You
with the
become my
comment of the
favorite
week.
person of the day.
Comment of the
become
week.
my-
Round of applause. Round of applause. Round of applause.
Ground Chuk, sorry.
Don't tell Mad Rose D. Whatever you do, don't tell Mad Rose D. Don't tell Maddie and Janet. Don't do it.
Do not let Maddie and Janet see the show Yellow Jackets. Do not let Maddie and Janet know about Yellow Jackets.
God. And as always, big shout out to Maddie and Janet over at Mad Rose D, who keep me and I think a lot of us up to date on live feeds. They do the Lord's work over there. And they are phenomenal women. I love them.
Fun fact, they are actually two of the people who got me into Big Brother.
Oh.
I think they were some of the first reviewers I watched
Yes.
that kept me
Yes.
going into Big Brother.
Remember their puppets? Their puppet show?
Oh my god, I love their puppets.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All of their puppet shows are still up on YouTube from
Yeah.
like I think they did them up until 20?
I believe so. Because the
20 or
first season,
20 I think was the last one they did.
the
Yeah.
first season I watched was I think maybe 18, and I was like,
Yeah.
So I kept up with them on the live feeds and whatnot, because like I wasn't really on Twitter at that point. And I would have been, Jesus, how old was I when that season came out? I was 15 when that season came out, so like
Oh my goodness gracious. But no, as always, shout out to Mad Rose D. Anyway, who do I want to win this HOH this week, Brooke? Taylor.
Taylor.
And why?
Twin.
Because this is a pivotal HOH. I would like to see her kind of follow in, the trajectory of what Lala has created. I think she's got, I like where she's going for targets. I think she's going to go in an interesting direction because she is one of the people that would target the icons. I think her plan, as far as I'm aware, unless it's changed over the last couple of days, her plan is Haley, Devons, and I believe Dee still, even though they have the Honor Society. She might put up a little now that, Mallory or Melody might go up in that D spot instead, but it would be Haley and Devons as her primary two nominees, with Devons as her target. And I think it would be a really good shift for the house to see at least one of the icons in trouble. Even if that does end up meaning that we see the Diamond Power of Veto used, I still think it would be a fun fucking week to see what happens.
So
I wanna see that Diamond Power of-
according to Twitter, Taylor's alleged nominees would have been D, Thog, and Drew. So do with that.
Probably
Wow.
with a Devin's back door so that he doesn't have veto, because I know she still wants to target Devins. I believe. I'm not
Yes, that makes sense. I mean, if anything, Devon's being the back door would be an interesting outcome to that. Obviously, no one knows that Devon can essentially just go like, no, and take himself right off.
Mhm.
If so,
and then put up Lala would be the
D,
option.
Thog, Drew. And even if Lala goes up in that case, I think D is still kind of in danger.
Yeah.
D is
Well,
still
I
very
think a
much in
lot of
danger.
people. I think unless D wins the veto, if D is up at the end of the week, I think a lot of people would see that as a golden opportunity.
Mhm.
If
Just
D
gotta
is on
break
the
'em up.
block, if D is on the block, there is no reason on this planet that she should ever stay through an eviction. Let's just be blunt.
Nope.
However, these people don't see her as big of a threat as we know
No.
her to be.
Mhm.
Now, I could also see them being like, well, you've already won $1 million. You can go home now. It's okay.
That too.
And that they do want to break up the Icons trio. So you never really know. But I also know that if any of the Icons are on the block alone, they better be hoping they win that blockbuster. I'll just put it that way. Except for Angela, because I don't think Angela's in a bad spot right now.
No,
where she would go
Angela
home against
is
anybody
really is the safest of everybody. But yeah, I think Taylor would be my pick. The other person I would love to see get an HOH would be Barrett. I would be really intrigued to see what
Yes.
Barrett would do at this point.
The issue is I feel like Lala goes up.
No.
Yeah. No.
According to the chart that I'm looking at, the entirety of FAP are planning to nominate Kamu, Thog, and Yosh if they win the HOH.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
So I would like to see it myself. Personally, I want a Melody HOH because
fun.
girl has been going through it. I don't think she
Yes.
would nominate anybody that I'm rooting for, and therefore the nominees would be quite pleasant to me. I also wouldn't mind a Yosh HOH, ironically, because his targets are also like he said Thog, Drew, and Melody, but I also know that if things came to pass, things could change. I just like the idea of people who aren't like necessary, that haven't really had power in the house, gaining power, and then the house gets thrown upside down, and oh my god, what the hell are we gonna do? Right. That's part
Right.
of what made this past week so fun was that Lala and Taylor haven't had power at all this season, and now suddenly they have all the power this week. So I'm curious to see where this goes. Do we think Kamu is going to keep floating? Also a good question.
I think Kamu realistically keeps floating because he's fine right now, pretty much. I don't think people are looking at him as a problem. There's always someone else, or at least another two people who people see as a problem over him right now. I can see that by the end of a week of like, oh, Kamu's on the block. Let's get rid of him.
I
But
can
like
see that.
right now, I don't see it as a problem. I will say, is there anyone right now from what you can see that nominates Angela D. Devins? Like just
Angela is
straight
not
shots.
going on anyone's nomination slot as of right now. Devins is also currently not on anyone's nomination slate as of right now. D is only on Thog and Taylor's. So I suspect the idea of nominating the Icons would be a backdoor situation this week. They don't want to give them the opportunity to play safety twice.
Yeah.
And they don't think D can win a competition. So they don't care to put her up.
Which is a
how
weird
wrong
thing to
they
do.
are.
Well,
They
most
haven't
of
watched
the
Survivor
people in the-
45. They haven't watched
I mean,
Survivor
as
45.
was evidenced in Wednesday's episode, Lala didn't even realize that D had already won $1 million. Like Clearly,
Yeah,
they
they
didn't know
don't-
that Survivor 50 was worth $2 million. Like, all of these kinds of things. No one, like, a lot of these people have Big Brother knowledge. Clearly, a lot of these people don't have Survivor knowledge. And that's where a
Yes.
lot of things are going to, you know, fall through the
Yeah.
cracks. Can I also say, while we're on the topic of Camus, obviously we don't like him outside of this game. We don't like what he stands for,
Absolutely
et
not,
cetera,
yeah.
et cetera.
Mhm.
I have to say, I am going to
Agreed.
give him his flowers and his kudos here in this week. This, like, and obviously I don't love the way that people were criticizing Lyric last week before she went home for kind of doing the exact same thing that Camus has done this week. Let me make that clear.
Mhm.
But I think Camus has made one of the more successful complete flips and like complete detachment and kind of reattachment into the game that I've seen in a long time on Big Brother. He really has pivoted in such a successful way. I'm actually really quite impressed with Camus as a player. Detaching myself from everything I know about Camus on the outside, I'm really quite impressed with Camus as a player. This week has been really, really formative for Camus. I think, unfortunately, for those of us that may not love Camus as a person outside of the game, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Camus. I think Camus is going to become a dangerous player. And if people don't recognize just how dangerous Camus is sooner rather than later, and some people are, and some people are keeping him close, which is good for them for now. If people don't recognize it sooner rather than later, Camus is the type of player that can jag his way to the end.
Mhm.
Yes.
We'll note that Camus is the primary target for all 4 members of the FAP Alliance if they were to win HOH.
Oh,
Here's my
That's
thing.
what I would
Taylor
love.
winning HOH would be lovely to see it. I would like to see it, but quite frankly, it needs to be someone in FAP this week.
I agree with that
Yeah.
because she keeps Camus safe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
I need Camus out of the house, and not necessarily just for personal reasons, but also I think Camus out of the game, it blows the game wide open for a lot of people. It lets people make moves, and also, as much as I don't care for her, Thog has been quite entertaining this past week, and therefore I'm kind of hoping she sticks around. I'm kind of starting to like hating her. You know, I'm kind of having fun
I
with
would
it at this
love-
point.
I would love if they were the last 2 people to go out before jury. That's
Yes,
what I want. That's what
I
would
agree
like.
with
The
that
only-
pretty wholeheartedly.
Can you imagine Thog as the first juror and having to sit in that jury house for a month?
Thog is the first juror, and then Lala is the second juror. If it in an unfortunate circumstance, like that would be funny.
Mhm.
I do want to ask as well. Before we close
Mhm.
out.
Who are you guys
I
voting
would-
for?
Thog for Zingbot would be also really sick. Man.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Who do
Throw
we all think-
Zingbot at her and then leave.
That part. Have her go home on Zingbot week. That feels great. In a punishment costume, because why not? Just have her have her actual worst week of all time in the Big Brother house. It'd be great.
Make it the
Um,
slingshot catapult comp. Go back in time to when they did that for Zingbot. Yeah, do that. Do that one.
Period. Very quickly, who do we all think is gonna win? Who's a winner pick? Right now, winner pick.
Maybe I'm
I
crazy.
feel good about
maybe I'm wild for this. Currently, as things are currently sitting in the house, Angela Murray.
All right.
She is in the best position in this house right now. Angela Murray.
All right.
I'm gonna say Taylor.
All right.
I think she's in a really great position. She's not being looked at by basically anyone, and I know she has that flexibility. She also has a number 1 who she'll basically win against in almost any circumstance at the moment.
Mhm.
So as long as she doesn't get randomly sniped.
Kelly. No.
Jorgensen!
Oh my God! Bring back Jorgensen!
She's gonna
Yeah.
come
Oh my
in.
god,
do
final
know
three
that-
returnee.
That the 1000th episode is coming up, or whatever the big milestone episode number that's coming up is. I don't remember.
1,000.
And they said it's going to feature one of the biggest twists in Big Brother history. Incoming Kelly Jorgensen.
What they're going to do is they're going to bring back one person from every season of Big Brother, and they're going to play in a competition where 2 of them enter the house, and they're immune until the final 2.
And you know it's not going to be Keanu because he's about to have a baby. He doesn't want to risk going back into the Big Brother house.
So it's
right
going to
now.
be Kelly.
Who else would it be from Big Brother 27? Jorgensen.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, and Rachel Riley's dead because she fell into a volcano. So yeah.
Yeah.
And Morgan's
No,
already
just
hosted a competition this summer. It can't be either of them. They've already been in the house.
Mhm.
There's just like a lovely banner in the background that says R.I.P. Rachel, we hardly knew you.
Oh,
Anyway,
the competition is funeral themed. It's a funeral themed competition,
Shut
and
the
it's the
fuck
wake
up.
of Rachel Riley. Is the competition?
Shut the fuck up.
And when the 20th, whatever episode is actually Rachel Riley getting to compete in the White Lotus competition.
It's the White
again.
Locust again.
And then when she
Can you
returns to the
imagine
house.
it's the White Locust again?
And then she returns to the house for real. Then what?
So I have a fun, new, and unique and different winner pick this week. Last week it was D. I still think D could win. I actually think there's someone in a much better position who is really not going to be targeted, who I think really could win comps later on down the line. I don't think it's the person any of you are thinking of. And she is really not being talked about by anybody right now.
I could see that.
I think it could be Melody.
Huh.
And I'm going to put some money on my Arizona sister here because I think she's putting herself in a really unique and different position in this house.
And that's the Arizona tea.
And that's the Arizona iced tea, baby.
That was
So,
really good.
that
was really good. I can't lie.
So to push back on something that Jack said a minute ago on nobody's really targeting Taylor, one very important group of players are indeed targeting Taylor, and that would be the icons. So she needs to be very careful.
Yeah, that's fair.
And hope and pray that none of them win the HOH, because if they win the HOH, there is a very real world where she is going out of the house whenever week they win. Now, have we seen crazier things happen before where like a big powerful alliance does get taken down by, the underdog group of people? Yeah, we've seen it tons. I mean, Taylor Hale. So like,
have we also seen Taylor win a veto this season? We sure have.
We sure have. So I want to talk about this comment real quick. Devins for the win right now. The only way Rick Devins wins this game is if he is sitting next to D and D has somehow burned all of her win equity. They don't want to vote for this man. They've made it we might win against Fog. But like they don't want to vote for this guy. They've made it clear, as much as I love Logan. But as much as I love Rick, and I think Rick is playing a really good game, they don't want to vote for an icon to win unless it's Angela. They don't want to vote for D or Devins. And I think D beats Devins in a final too. So Devins is going to have to find a way to get to the end with more win equity than somebody with this group of people. If D were the first juror, I could see that changing. I could see D being able to influence people as they came into the jury house, like she has been in the house. But it's an uphill battle for him, unfortunately.
It's going to be a thing where, honestly, maybe against Lala really, really down the line, where people are like, do we really want to give this season to Lala just because we don't want Rick Devins to win? And I feel like some people that would be a yes, but I feel like the sentiment might change. At the moment, though, I do definitely agree that Rick basically hasn't done anything particularly wrong, but in the same breath, he's probably not in a great spot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw a very funny tweet while I was getting the targets list back up. So yeah, we are getting to that point now where as the game is shrinking, we've already seen 5 people hit the bricks to this point. So last question: who are you guys voting for the time capsule?
Thog. No, I'm kidding.
She's convinced she's winning it, by the way.
I'm
She's
doing
convinced she's winning it.
555 votes for Thog. Did you guys see that? That's a 500.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
The only reason I want Thog to win is if she gets a punishment costume and has to walk around the house and like, could you imagine her
Thog in the red leotard? Thog in the red leotard.
Wait, no.
But in the same breath, Thog not winning is equally even funnier because then she's like, wait, no, the narrative isn't pointing towards me being like the fan favorite right now.
Mhm. Or Thog and the Star Baby punishment, which has to carry all the Star children in the Star onesie from All
I
Star.
love that punishment so much. It better happen.
Or her having to get a bunch of temporary tattoos. Would love that one.
Would love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, really need to see somebody in that red leotard. I want Rick Devens. I know he's already won something in the time capsule, but I wanted to see Rick Devens win the leotard punishment because that would have been fucking hysterical.
Do we know all the punishments already or no? I don't.
We do.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Red
all of them.
leotard, Hamazon, Lord of the Latrine, and there's one more, but they're all about that level where it's like it's
None
gonna
of them
be
are freaking.
it's gonna be an inconvenience for a while,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to actively like we even saw
Camp
with
Guide.
Camp
That's
Guide.
Camp Guide.
We
is
saw
the worst out of the four of them by far that are left.
I will say though, Adam and Eve, I expected to be a week-long punishment. That was 48 hours. That was barely in before the veto ended. Like,
What they've been doing is basically just reusing the punishment full stop and exactly how it was administered the first time they did it. So when we had Adam and Eve the first time, it was Caleb and Victoria, and it was after a battle of the block, and they had to do it until the veto pretty much.
yeah.
So I'm guessing Camp Guide is probably going to be 24 hours. It might be 48, but I think it was 24 when Alex had to do it the first time. And then the rest of the costumes were week long, and then Hamazon was for the whole week, but it was like a sporadic punishment that Tessie had to do. So I mean, talking about the powers that are left as well, we do know that most of the good powers are pretty much gone. The only one
Like we
that's
have
really
the never
game
not
affecting-
pass. Still, which is
the
like
only one left
nothing.
that really could affect the game in a big way probably is the Coin of Destiny. We've, the replay power, cool. It didn't really do much the first time. The mystery competitor could maybe save somebody in a veto comp if they absolutely need it, but based on the timeline that we have left, probably not going to matter too much if it gets picked. The never not pass is irrelevant, and we all know it. And then, out of the punishments, none of them are so game-breakingly bad that we're in a rough spot. So good luck to those of you who are in the time capsule. Personally, I will be voting for Drew probably because I think it's still a fun option. But there we are. So everybody, as we wrap up, remember, as a friendly reminder, we are going to be here on Saturday talking about who won the HOH, what their nominees are, because we will have those by then, and likely who won the time capsule, although we won't have full confirmation if it's unless it's a punishment until Sunday's episode. But then we'll be back here on Monday talking about Manic Monday, recapping the Sunday episode and the veto meeting, and then Wednesday for Waffle Wednesday, where we talk about the people going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth like they do every damn week. Thank you, Blockbuster. And of course, we'll be back here next Thursday with our 6th Eviction episode of the season. Likely, if I had to guess, heading into possibly a double or something crazy happening in week 7 because we're due for something weird. Now, something we haven't mentioned yet is because we've been having these 7-person juries, likely not going to be the start of jury the week after next, but it is possible that we could have a 9-person jury, means could, in theory, be the last week before jury. We're going to have to wait and see. There you go. So, from way, way, way outside the Big Brother house, we have been the Cup TV. Love only yourself. Nobody else, just you, because quite frankly, that's what really matters here. And we'll see you on Saturday, house guest. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.